Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this series, I'm featuring my MSC cruise out of Miami in the ship's yacht club, but I'm also focusing on many details that you might not see elsewhere. In part 1, I took you on the journey from land to sea out of Miami. If you missed that video, check it out. I got into a lot of detail on how our ship left the port of Miami and then out to sea. I took you into the lounge and dining areas of the yacht club for a gourmet meal, then took you to the New York City theme shipped public areas for a little bit before calling it a night. Today is a new day, and our first port of call is Ocean Cay, a private island just for cruise ship passengers. And not only is this a private island, but I'll be spending my day in a private section of the private island just for MSC Yacht Club guests. As I woke up, we were approaching the island from our short route from Miami. Today, we'll be backing into the pier, so while still in the open waters, our captain uses thrusters to turn the ship around. This means that once we leave the pier later today, we can pull straight out, but for now, all eyes are on deck looking at where we need to go. We've got the space in the open water to make the 360-degree turn, but once we get closer, we'll be in tighter quarters and we'll need to follow markers that guide us on the path to the cruise ship pier. We're going backwards, and the green markers are seen from a backwards view. They'd normally be on the other side of the ship if we were pulling straight in, but we're going backwards. Even though it looks like there's a lot of water around us, the safest and deepest water is between the markers, and it's tight. To make matters more difficult, there was a steady wind, but we managed to keep the stern straight between the markers. From up here, we can see all of Ocean Cay. The island was built in the 1960s. Before that, no island existed here at all. It's made of dredged material. It's only recently that the island became a cruise ship stop. The island is considered a cay because it's small and has very low elevation. The tallest point is its lighthouse. As I enjoy some breakfast that was delivered directly to my cabin in the yacht club, I make it a point to bring it onto the balcony so I can watch the docking procedure. Just like when we were in Miami, the ship is going to be tied up on this side. Although the ship is at half capacity today, it's going to be bringing a lot of people onto this island. The population on this island is very small, and those who live on the island work on the island, serving the cruise ship passengers. Our ship stands tall by the large beach. I actually won't be visiting this beach, but rather a private beach for yacht club passengers on the far side of the island. We are all ready to dock, and Bahamian ground crew members stand by to catch the lines that'll be tossed from our ship. On the bridge, the captain is using thrusters to move us sideways to rest against the pier. Here you can see that the lines have already reached the land, and a team of 3 work hard to pull the lines and tie the ship up. Everyone on the land and ship must work in concert with each other to ensure perfect docking. Lighter lead lines are thrown down first, which are attached to the actual lines for tying up the ship. For the lines at the front end of the boat, the lead line is thrown to someone on a small boat since the tie-up point is further away from the final position of the ship. Once the Bahamian crew member has grasped the line, the boat is then driven to the point of the dock where the ship will be tied to. Awaiting the line are additional crew members on the land who assist in pulling in the line from the boat to the land. This is a carefully orchestrated event that could potentially be dangerous, but this team worked together flawlessly. Once we're close enough to the pier, the ground crew secures the ship's lines, and we finally come to a stop in the beautiful Caribbean waters. The first people off the ship are crew members who are supplying provisions for the events of the day on the island. Much of what's needed is brought in by the cruise ship itself. Locals work to spread the goods throughout the various areas of the island. Well, Well, good morning from Ocean Cay here in the Bahamas. We had a very short journey overnight from Miami to where we are right now, and I can't wait to get off of this ship. The view here is absolutely beautiful. Take a look at this island. 100% of this island is dedicated to the cruise ship passengers. Before I get off the ship, I'm just going to go to the upper deck to get some other perspectives. It's just a quick walk in the corridor here at the MSC Yacht Club, and then I'll be upstairs. I'm now on the port side of the ship. I gotta say, I am so happy that my cabin is on the starboard side because that gave me the opportunity to view the approach from my stateroom, and if I was on the other side of the ship, I would have not seen it. It's a bit windy up here, but from here you can clearly see why we needed to follow those markers, because there's a lot of shallow water out there. You can see some small islands. Even though I had breakfast delivered to my cabin, I still had some food offered at the buffet up here. It is impossible to resist. And while up here, I noticed that the crew was paying close attention to details when it came to upkeep. This is a constant work in progress. It's time to head back in so we can get off the ship. Whether you're inside or outside in the Yacht Club, it's an amazing space. And as much as I love being in the Yacht Club with its private and beautiful lobby area, I do want to visit Ocean Cay. What I'm especially excited about is the fact that being a member of the Yacht Club, I'm going to be able to go to a very special and private area on this already private island. So let's get off the ship here at our first port of call, Ocean Cay. A private escort takes Yacht Club members off of the ship, bypassing any waits. You just get off when you please. And I'm then escorted to a special pickup area for Yacht Club members. Welcome to the Bahamas. The ship is sailing the Bahamian flag, and the ship's entertainment crew provides entertainment as we briefly wait for our escort to the buggy station. From this pickup area, I'm going to be whisked away on the private buggy to a private beach on this private island. That's a lot of privacy, but this video is all about sharing my experience with you. The buggy driver took me on the quickest route to the Yacht Club area, bypassing all of the public areas of the island. The drop-off point in the Yacht Club was the private beach. We are immediately offered towels, beach chairs, and drinks upon arrival. Well, I've made it to the most exclusive part of the island, an area dedicated just for Yacht Club customers. It's a windy day today, there are clouds, but the water is still a beautiful shade of blue. One great thing about this beach is that it is really distanced from the rest of the island, so we're away from all the crowds. It is beautiful. In the background, you can see the ship behind me. I had a personal buggy ride that took me here. What a great day it is. From this point, you can really see how we're separated from the rest of the island. The rocks divide us, and we actually crossed a bridge to get here. And the sun's just starting to poke through the clouds. definitely more chairs than there are people here. It's a little bit windy today, so the umbrellas are not up, but nobody's complaining. The highlight of the yacht club area has got to be the private restaurant called Ocean House. Remember the provisions and the staff coming off the ship in the morning? This is one of their destinations. We're being assured ship quality food and service while off of the ship today. This place is like being at a land-based resort. It's brand new, clean, and relaxing, and has that getaway feel to it. I think I can spend quite a lot of time here, but the ship does have to leave at the end of the day so we can get to our next port of call. In the meantime, I'm taking advantage of all of the amenities that this place has to offer. It's still very windy, but I'm not complaining because this is the perfect venue for lunch. And now it's time for some outdoor dining. The food was perfect for today and just felt so appropriate for the environment that we were in. The ship staff made excellent options available to us Yacht Club members, and this was a meal that was not to be forgotten at all. One thing that I really liked is that I was familiar with the staff. The same crew members that served dinner on board were the same crew members out here serving us lunch on the land. They knew me by name and often referred to me as Sir Peter. This made the experience feel even more welcoming. And just look at this dessert, creme caramel with fruit, island rum, and coconut flakes. It was a feast for the eyes as well as the palate. After lunch, it was time to do some exploring on the private side of this private island. It's still really windy, but the sun is finally out. What a day here at Ocean Cay. The Yacht Club area is not limited to just one beach and beach restaurant. There are plenty of paths to take that lead you to even more remote areas of the island. You can definitely get lost here, and again, I just can't emphasize enough the fact that during the time of my visit, there were so few people on the island, and I felt like I had the entire place to myself. That is a great feeling. It may look small from the top of the cruise ship, but there's enough space to get in a lot of exercise as you explore all of the areas of the island. It's actually pretty large. I decided to come to this side of the island. I have the entire beach 100% all to myself. And walking down the pathways, it felt like a deserted place that was upkept beautifully. This is a marine reserve with a biodiverse and sustainable environment. There's 22 types of Caribbean plants here. The island is a haven for bird life and sea life. Coral and various marine life like lobster and sea turtles can be discovered by all the cruise ship passengers at the many beaches like this one. Well, that was awesome to discover a beach with no people at it at all. Now, there's a few people in this beach here, which I just recently discovered, but look at the condition of the water here. Unbelievably calm. What amazing water, and it's so warm. The beach on the other side is for all cruise passengers, and judging from what I see here, I don't think that area is too overcrowded either. No matter where you are, the water is the same, and it is a perfect getaway place. Despite the size of this island, there is a lot to discover here. I can't believe it. I'm going to take a little walk over to the entrance of the yacht club area that I arrived on via buggy to show you how this area is sectioned off from the rest of the island. Yacht club members only. I'm telling you, if you have an opportunity to board an MSC ship, I highly recommend staying in the yacht club. This is literally a private island. You can see right here that it's separated from the other part of the island, right there. Sorry about all that wind noise, but it's a Bahamian wind. That's a good wind and a warm wind. If you're arriving to this area by foot, you can identify yourself as a member of the yacht club by showing your yacht club wristband or showing your room key that also shows that you're a yacht club member. Eventually, my time at the yacht club area had to come to an end, and it was approaching time to return to the MSC Seashore, so I relished my few remaining moments here. To get back, another buggy was available to take me back to the other side of the island where I had first set foot ashore today. The drop-off point is near the ship where water sport activities are available and last-minute shopping can be done. Well, it's now time to head back to the MSC SEASHORE. What a great time on this island. This ship is massive, and I was also massively impressed as my cabin butler was actually waiting for me on the dock to ensure that I had a quick re-entry process to the ship, and I was immediately escorted to my stateroom that was made up while I was out. Yes, my cabin does come with a butler, and she had some fresh fruit awaiting me in my cabin prior to my arrival. And it didn't stop there. I almost overlooked the next surprise. I noticed this, some cookies. Thanks, Yacht Club. Well, I'm back in my cabin here at the MSC SEASHORE, and that area right over there is the area that I just came from, the exclusive area for the MSC Yacht Club. This island actually looks quite small from above, but when you're on it, it's actually pretty large and there is a lot to do. And there's a lot to do and eat on this ship, and I'm taking full advantage of that now, but I'm also quite interested in how we're going to get out of here. Remember that we backed in to come to the spot that we're at now, and to get out, we'll stay between the markers. It amazes me how the ship can stay so steady with these winds as we need to work our way through a rather tight area before we enter the open waters of the Caribbean. I like how I can see our route out from up here. The way in is the same way out, and once again we need to carefully coordinate with the ground crew the removal of the lines, just like we saw them do in my previous video when we departed Miami yesterday. The first step is for the ground crew to get in position and wait for the ship staff to loosen the lines so they can be removed. It's not until all the lines are free of this large vessel that we can start moving. The ground crew is now done for the day, and they can return to their residences on the island. We are now underway, moving away from the dock. I'll speed this part up a bit. We're moving both away from the dock as well as forward at the same time. There isn't much room on the other side of the ship, and we have to move forward to join the exit pathway ahead. I love how the water gets churned up while our props below the waterline work to keep us safely away from any obstructions. The forward camera on the TV screen in my cabin clearly shows the markers that we need to stay between to safely leave this port of call. Because the sun would have been in my eyes if I were to go up to the top deck to view this, I was quite happy staying in my cabin and grateful for this camera. But I was quite happy that my cabin was on this side of the ship as I was able to see the island as we departed. As we leave, all of the green markers remain on our right side while the red markers remain on the left side. This is the first marker that we need to pass by, and if I look ahead from my side, I can see all of the remaining markers that are dredged to the ocean floor on this side of the ship. Well, farewell Ocean Cay. It was a great day here today, and I'm happy to say that we're not leaving this country because tomorrow we'll be in Nassau. Yep, that's right. Another island in the archipelago of the Bahamas is in store for me tomorrow. The Bahamas is made up of over 3,000 islands, but we only get to see 2 of them on this voyage. For now, I'm just taking in the last-minute views of Ocean Cay. I don't know about you, but for some reason, while looking at the markers, I feel like I'm on a plane lining up with the runway or taxiway. It's a special feeling knowing that we're moving along to our next port of call. Once we're clear of the land, we keep a steady course between the markers, and it only takes a few moments for our speed to increase as we begin to produce a noticeable wake. We're now at the very last marker, and we're at sea. We're going to be moving non-stop until we reach our next port of call, and once we're clear of the green and red markers, we're in open water, and the safest way from the island to the destination is to make a right-hand turn. Remaining in my cabin affords me an opportunity to see the small island become smaller and smaller as we move faster and faster for the overnight journey to Nassau. In my cabin, the screen shows how we first head northwest, then northeast, before we proceed east-southeast towards New Providence Island, which is home to Nassau. It's dark out now, so my focus is placed on the inside of the ship. I'm starting a routine here in the Yacht Club by visiting the top sail lounge first for hors d'oeuvres, and then it's upstairs to the Yacht Club restaurant for another gourmet meal this evening, served by the same staff that served me lunch earlier today on Ocean Cay. After dinner, it was off to the central atrium for an evening of entertainment at sea. Well, that's it for the night, but this special series is far from over. Coming up in my next video, we pull into Nassau, Bahamas, a beautiful port of call, and because my time was limited there, I'll spend some time showing you around the ship. And then, we're going to spend a day at sea together. Stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my next video.